On August 5, a significant political shift occurred in Bangladesh when Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, after 15 years in power, resigned and fled to India. Following her departure, demonstrators looted her luxurious official residence, taking nearly everything. Despite the magnitude of these events, Chinese state media coverage was notably muted. Meanwhile, Chinese netizens have been sending their well wishes to the people of Bangladesh. Why did the people of Bangladesh feel the need to overthrow Hasina? What aspects of this uprising are causing concern for the Chinese Communist Party? Today, we're exploring the topic, the successful uprising of the people of Bangladesh. Could China be next? Sheikh Hasina, the 76-year-old Prime Minister of Bangladesh, had faced growing national resistance, leading to violent clashes between police and civilians that resulted in hundreds of deaths. The culmination of this unrest saw Hasina resigning and escaping to India on August 5, thereby ending her authoritarian rule. In Bangladesh, the populace didn't just seize the Prime Minister's office but also took to the streets in massive numbers to celebrate their victory over the dictatorship and the dawn of a new era. Although the future political landscape remains uncertain, the military has announced plans to invite leaders from major parties to discuss forming an interim government. This unexpected turn of events in Bangladesh, while the world's attention has largely been on whether the Venezuelan populace can overthrow President Nicolas Maduro, highlights a successful revolution in the Eastern Hemisphere that has successfully ousted its dictator. According to experts on the Epoch Times' program Crossroads, this development is likely causing unease for Maduro and anxiety among Beijing's authorities. 3 root causes of this upheaval, which can fuel the flames of revolution, become clear. Reason 1: severe youth unemployment. The first and primary cause of the uprising in Bangladesh has been severe youth unemployment. In recent years, the country's economic downturn has led to an unemployment rate exceeding 5%, with 32 million young people out of work. The government's plan to reintroduce a quota system for government jobs, which significantly reduces externally recruited positions, has sparked widespread youth resistance. The CCP is facing a similar challenge, with some scholars estimating China's actual youth unemployment rate at over 46%. This summer, more than 11 million college graduates entered what has been described as the hardest job season in history, with no solution in sight. The pressure of youth unemployment in China is comparable to that in Bangladesh. Reason 2: government oppression spurs popular rebellion. Despite the deadly consequences, the Bangladeshi people have shown a willingness to sacrifice their lives in their struggle against the dictatorship, with some even using their bodies to block police gunfire. A similar situation is developing in China, where a recent incident in Laodi, Hunan, known as the Sidong Bridge incident, involved a young university graduate openly challenging the CCP and calling for freedom and democracy. This act of defiance is indicative of the rising discontent and opposition to official oppression within China, suggesting a potential tipping point. Reason 3: military's dissatisfaction with dictator leads to support for the people. In autocratic states, power often hinges on military support. Take Maduro in Venezuela, for example. He's still in power, not because he's got a ton of voter support, but because he's got the military on his side. As long as the military stays loyal, Maduro's got a comfy seat of power. But things played out differently in Bangladesh. Over there, the military didn't follow the usual script of suppressing the people, they actually sided with them. This was a game-changer, pushing Prime Minister Hasina to quickly resign and flee the country to save her skin. It just goes to show, when the people and the military team up, dictators get real nervous. Looking at China today, there's a similar tension. Since taking office, the CCP's leader has been purging the military and engaging in covert struggles within its ranks. Notably, just before the August 1st Army Day, he unexpectedly replaced the commanders of both the northern and southern theaters. So, the experts over at Crossroads are saying that the whole shakeup with the military leaders isn't totally clear, but it definitely shows there's some serious trust issues going on between the military and Xi Jinping. Now, if there were to be a big uprising in China, it makes you wonder if some of the military might just side with the people. Could they actually point their weapons towards Songnanhai, where the CCP calls home? It's not out of the question. The experts also think that what went down in Bangladesh has really freaked out the CCP's top guy. He's got to be on his toes now, not just about regular folks getting upset, but also about the military turning on him. His worst nightmare? That a civilian uprising could set off a military one. And if that happens, it might just bring to life the ancient Tuay Baitu prophecy from the 7th century Tang dynasty that we've mentioned previously. In the East Gate, a golden sword lies hidden, a brave warrior enters the imperial palace from the rear gate. On July 30th in Hunan, a scenario similar to the Panglifa incident occurred when 22-year-old Fa Mirong publicly displayed an anti-communist banner. Lai Rongwei, CEO of the Taiwan Inspiration Association, TIA, responded to the event, predicting an increase in similar incidents. He highlighted that discontent with the Chinese Communist Party is not limited to the general public. Even individuals from families traditionally supportive of the party, known as Red Descendants, are beginning to express their grievances. Lai underscored a mounting public awareness, stating, "People are increasingly realizing that the country cannot continue under the rule of the Communist Party, nor can we adhere to communist ideologies any longer." The CCP is now facing a crisis that is even more severe than what it experienced during the Cultural Revolution.